Hey guys! So welcome me back to the world of the living. This is my first video since I've been back from England and since I have actually been healthy. So woo! Very exciting. I'm sorry it's not a beauty video. I have a bunch coming up. I actually recorded a bunch of stuff while I was in England and then some earlier today on like eyebrows and stuff, so you know, don't lose hope in me yet. But this is just gonna be a quick update on how my trip went, and some of you guys were like really wonderful and concerned and cute and stuff about my trip and stuff, so I just wanted to give you guys an update on how it went and all of that jazz. I went to England 2 weeks ago for an education technology convention. I went for work, obviously, but basically it was just like a cool trip to England, so very exciting. Always wanted to go to England. My whole family has. My dad's like obsessed with England. It's for some reason a really big thing in our family, and I haven't gone yet, so that was my first time and it was interesting. Okay, so not to be like all lackluster about it, but like as you guys know, if you follow me on Twitter or on here or some other social networking site that I subscribe to, I've been battling like the world's worst sinus infection since like November. So yeah, and I think I told you guys it wasn't feeling pretty hot before I left, and unfortunately, despite my like amazingly big plans for London, I was like sorely disappointed by my immune system. And I was sick for like the entire time I was there, which is really disappointing, especially when you like look forward to something like that for so long. But it's kind of par for the course with my sinuses, so I don't think I really should have been as surprised as I was. But anyway, I left like not this past Monday but the Monday before for England really early in the morning and got there really late and was feeling pretty awful by the time I landed in the UK. Yeah, so it was kind of the beginning of a horrible roller coaster of like grossness. But yeah, so why don't we talk about the highlights of my trip instead of me just being sick and sad. So the first day we were there, I dragged my dad across London to find a Lush store because, like, as you guys know, I was like super into the idea of like taking Lush baths at night while I was there, since I had a bathtub and like since there were Lush stores there. So we found one in like, I think it's like Convent Gardens, I don't remember really. But wherever that place is, the people in the Lush store were literally the nicest people in all of England. I was like totally blown away by their customer service and their generosity and like sweetness, and they were super helpful, even when I was being like a super pain in the butt. So that was great. And in the end, the sales lady had to be like, honey, I think we're gonna have to cut you off. And I was like, oh, one more for the road. And yeah, I ended up walking away with like 50 pounds worth of Lush stuff, which was even better because it was like the end of their holiday sale stuff. So you got goodie bags for every time you spent like 20 pounds. So I got like 2 huge goodie bags full of like holiday goodies. So totally worth going. It was a fantastic experience in the Lush store, as are my Lush baths. And that's actually a video that's going to be coming out, maybe 2, I don't know, was like, you know, like a bunch of stuff about my Lush baths. I actually did like demonstrations, so like you guys can see like what the different products do, like the bath bombs and the bath melts and all this stuff, and like see. So I think that'll be pretty fun. I had a total blast taking my baths that were just like soothing and comforting, and like being sick over there and it being freezing cold, it was like exactly what I needed. And I watched The Big Bang Theory while I was taking my bath, so it was like absolutely therapeutic and delightful. Yeah, so anyway, there's going to be a video coming up on that, so I don't need to ramble about it anymore. But yeah, like it was the coldest week that England has seen in 3 decades, or so I was told a bunch of times, so that's something to consider. And considering the fact that I was really sick and in a different country and it was freezing, and then my heat broke in my hotel room because it couldn't keep up with the cold weather, it was kind of a disappointing experience for me. I actually ended up having to miss like 2 days of the conference because I was so sick. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't talk. I lost my voice. My ears were killing me. I couldn't breathe. I was taking all sorts of vitamin C. I had like given up soda. I was taking immune system booster crap that tasted disgusting and like all this other kind of stuff just to like feel somewhat healthy, and I just didn't succeed at all. I felt terrible pretty much the whole time. But then Friday night I ended up being able to go see Wicked with my friend Mike, who lives over in the UK, and he's awesome, and I met him really randomly about a year ago. So it was really, really nice to be able to see him, and Wicked was awesome. I'm really glad I'm not into theater anymore, but it was awesome, and the story was great, and it was well written. It was pretty fantastic. The only downside was I was blowing my nose the whole time, so sorry about that, everyone who was in the audience. I felt really bad about it, but I didn't know what else to do. I felt so sick. The next day I went shopping with my dad and Mike in London. The London Eye closed the entire time I was there, so that was a big disappointment, but that just means that I'm just gonna have to go back, and hopefully I'm gonna be healthy the next time I go back. So yeah, and that pretty much rounded out my trip. The flight back was horrendous. I felt like my ears were going to split open the entire time I was on the plane, which is awesome. Turns out though that I had actually already done damage to my eardrums from my infection, so there was a good chance that they would have like burst while I was on the plane, and it was good that they didn't, because I would have died. Not really, I wouldn't have actually died, I'm being like overly dramatic, whatever. So anyway, once I got back, I went to the doctor the next day on Monday, and he looked at my sinuses. He was like, ew, and that's a concern. And I was like, I know, right? I've been trying to tell you that forever. And then he looked at my ears and he was like, this is not good. I was like, okay. I didn't even think that like something would be wrong with my ears. I haven't had like an ear infection since I was like 2. And turns out, he's like, your eardrums aren't really responding to noise or vibration. I was like, I don't know what that means. But basically then he ordered a CAT scan of my sinuses and then told me to go to an ENT. So I went to the ENT on Friday with my CAT scan, which looked horrendous, even for like somebody who doesn't know how to read things. I don't know how to read x-ray CAT scan stuff, I guess I should have said. So anyway, it looked pretty bad, and the ENT was like, yeah, that's not so good. Turns out I like don't have a left sinus anymore. I have it, it's just dead. It's like not working. It's completely clogged with, I don't know what, soft tissue is what the doctor said. So that's great. So I only have like one sinus, and a half a sinus at that, because it's like full of stuff. Gross. I'm so sorry, that's disgusting. But anyway, and then the doctor's like, oh, okay, well, your ears look pretty nasty. Not like gross, but like hurting. I don't know. I'm trying not to make this sound so gross, but it's pretty gross. Sorry about that. And so anyway, he ordered all this like hearing testing. So then the doctor comes back and he's like, listen, like you've lost some of your hearing. And I was like, so can I have a seeing eye dog? And he's like, no. But yeah, so my hearing's all screwed up. My sinuses are bad. Basically, bottom line, I'm probably gonna have to have surgery sometime in the next like couple of months. So I still have some doctors to go see and like talk to about my sinuses and the condition of them and all that jazz. But you know, like if you think about it, keep me in your thoughts and prayers. It's not like a huge deal or anything like that. I've already had it once, but it is kind of a pain. So anyway, that's the update on my sickness situation. Today's like the first day I have a voice. Really, it's almost back to normal. It's much higher than I like, I think, but whatever. Let me think. I still have a fever. I have like 100-degree fever. Awesome. Really delightful. But yeah, I am feeling a lot better. I'm so thankful to be home. I really am. It's really difficult, like no matter where you are, even if it's like a place you've always wanted to be, it's really difficult to be sick away from home. So I was like absolutely thrilled to be back, and yeah, I'm just very, very grateful for being home and having people take care of me, because I'm a baby and I didn't like having to take care of myself. It was lame. So anyway, that's the update with me right now. And yeah, so definitely get excited for some videos coming up. I guess the next ones that are going to go up are eyebrow stuff, and then some Lush goodie kind of stuff. But in the meantime, if you're curious about anything else in my life or more beauty, makeup tips and stuff like that, and you don't have the patience, I understand, I'm with you too. You can check out my blog. It's called seriesofexperiments.com. I'll put a link in the sidebar. Yeah, or you can follow me on Twitter. Either way, whatever you're into. And thanks again for everything, and I wish you the best until I see you next time. Okay, bye.